FDA proposal to overhaul vaccine approval could jeopardize childhood immunization, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. FDA is considering significant changes to its vaccine approval process, a move that experts warn could hinder access to critical COVID and influenza protection for children. A leaked internal memo reveals proposals that would drastically increase testing requirements, potentially delaying or halting the rollout of life-saving vaccines. Controversial memo details sweeping changes. The memo, penned by FDA Chief Medical and Scientific Officer Vinay Prasad, suggests stricter evaluation standards for vaccine safety and efficacy. It references the deaths of 10 children allegedly linked to COVID vaccines, though specific details about these cases remain scarce, including which vaccine was involved or the FDA's methodology for reaching this conclusion. The proposals include mandating more extensive studies in all demographic groups, including pregnant individuals, and reevaluating how the annual flu shot is approved. The core issue is that these changes could dramatically slow down vaccine development and deployment, at a time when rapid response to evolving pathogens is crucial. Why this matters? Scientific rigor versus practical access. The FDA's potential overhaul raises a fundamental tension between scientific thoroughness and real-world implementation. While rigorous testing is vital, overly burdensome requirements can make vaccine production prohibitively expensive and time-consuming. This could disproportionately affect pediatric immunizations, where timely vaccination is essential to protect vulnerable populations. The proposals include reconsidering whether COVID and flu shots can be administered together. Despite evidence that combination vaccines, like MMR, are safe and effective, stricter requirements for pregnant women's vaccines could jeopardize their health and that of their babies, who are at higher risk of severe COVID and flu complications. The science behind vaccine safety. COVID vaccines have already undergone extensive safety testing. While rare side effects like myocarditis have been identified in young men, these cases typically resolve without treatment, and the risk is outweighed by the protection against severe illness. The COVID vaccine and mRNA vaccines in general remain one of the safest vaccine platforms that we've ever seen developed, states Sally Permer, chair of pediatrics at Weill Cornell Medicine. The proposed changes risk undermining public health by introducing unnecessary hurdles to vaccination. Spacing out vaccines, for example, would force more frequent doctor's visits and likely reduce overall uptake, despite no scientific basis for doing so. The bottom line, the FDA's proposed overhaul of vaccine approval could have serious consequences for childhood immunization rates. Experts warn that increased complexity and costs will delay critical protection against preventable diseases, particularly for vulnerable populations. The move appears to prioritize theoretical rigor over practical access, potentially endangering public health.